Hey everyone, and welcome to another broadcast of the Business Mind Show. I'm your host, Christopher Shaw, and today is a very special show. I have Mr. Adrian Ford, the COO of the Infinity Firm. Mr. Adrian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good and good. You look like a very wise young man with the bald head, the modern glasses. You just look like we can learn a lot from you. Is that the case?
It is. I can only pass
It,
on what I've learned, so I'll do my best.
you have an old soul, huh? Okay.
I do. I
That's
do.
that's cool. Today we're gonna be kind of picking Mr. Ford's brain on partnerships. If they're good for you, if they're not good for you, who are they good for, and if you should even bother.
Yeah.
Personally, I've had a lot of partnerships, and I've had a lot of solo things, all in my realm of expertise. But just trying to realize and learn from the people that who are above me in the industry, and realize they always seem to have some type of people around them to where their yin to their yang, and just kind of helping them out in certain situations. And most of the books I've read, like on Steve Jobs, even Tyler Perry, um, they always talk about give thanks for such a great team around them. And I think that
Yeah.
as smaller entrepreneurs, sometimes that's our pit hole. We want and we think we want to do it on our own so we can have all the glory, but also I think that we think that these other successful people do it on their own, when isn't the truth. Um,
Right.
so so tell us a little bit about you, and why we should even listen to you. Who are you?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
tricky question.
So, uh, as a seasoned entrepreneur and as I guess
Yeah.
you can say community servant, when you've been in the people business for so long, there's a lot of things you learn. There's a lot of things you pick up. One of those things, given our topic today, is partnerships. And
Hmm.
how it's more than almost seeing eye to eye. You can have two people that are very interested in making money. They're very interested in serving, even, um, but how they facilitate that service and how they want to go about serving and want to go about making money is sometimes where the details get lost. So it has it's
Hmm.
very crucial for the vision to match up with the execution. And most times
Yes.
we find out late and we find out the hard way that it doesn't always go together that way.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Now, would you look at that as a learning experience? You would chalk it up as a learning experience, even though you've put your time and energy into forming this partnership, and you've probably even put in most of the work. Why wouldn't you? Do you think you should chop it up as being, something like a red flag if starting a partnership? I guess what I'm saying is, do you think that how should people take it when a partnership goes bad? What do you think? Should they try a
Uh,
partnership again?
yeah, yeah. I think it's definitely a learning experience. I'm, you know me, uh, as
Yeah, I
your
do.
partner. I'm always I try to look for the best possible outcome. I try
Yes.
to look at everything from different angles because it's not always about me. That's one of the beauties of being in a partnership is that
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to solely rely on my point of view. Um, as good as I am, I don't see everything. I don't know everything.
That's
But
true.
it's always going to be a learning experience because you have to find out what works and what doesn't work. At the beginning of every partnership, particularly the ones that didn't work out, there was a reason why. There's a reason why there's a way you thought of that it should go this way, and that's why I feel this partnership would work. And when it falls apart, you learn that that's actually not the way it should work. Even you were wrong in that situation. It wasn't just the person
Mm-hmm.
that it didn't work out with. Even you were able to see that there was a way of thinking that you had to change. So with your partnerships, you're learning yourself as much as you're learning about other people. It's very crucial that you pay attention to that piece because some of us don't realize that you can go through multiple partners and have different issues, or have the same issue. I'm sorry, same issue, different partners, and not realize that the common denominator in all them issues are you.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of self reflection to have a good partnership.
Yeah, that's true. And going into entrepreneurship, I think that you should kind of cultivate that that presence of being self-aware of what your
Yeah,
true strengths are and what your true weaknesses are, because a lot of the times we don't get that. We, especially if you're, let's say you're really good at cooking at something and everybody's telling you you're really good at cooking, uh having a partnership, or that's not even in your mind. You're just thinking, man, I could start this. I'm the one that cook. I'm the one that doing all this, so
yeah,
it, why do I even need a partner? And you're not realizing, man, you may need a partner because you need to stay in your lane and be able to just cook, just focus on
yeah.
cooking.
and
Yeah.
and that's where understanding your strengths and weaknesses is very, very crucial before you ever get into a partnership. um Being more self-aware than you are self-made is what's important. You see a lot of
Okay.
people, I don't like that, the whole, oh yeah, I'm self-made, I made it by myself. I got here, all no one ever helped me, I never read a book, I didn't listen to a podcast, there was not one single bit of knowledge that pushed me in this direction. And you like, what are
Yeah.
you talking about? Like there's plenty of people that you owe your success to.
Hmm.
So the
Or at
the
least a part of it.
self-aware, at least a part of it. And so
Hmm.
that being self-aware, uh, and understanding what your strengths are, knowing that, you know what, I might be good 1 through 5, but 5 through 10, I need some help. There's a lot of things that I'm good at, and that's a very rare thing. That's even a very rare thing that you and I, stumbled upon, is truly being each other's like yin and yang. Like we
Hmm.
fit into this piece to where almost immediately where all your strengths and my strengths begin, and where my
Hmm.
strengths and yours begin. So there's this perfect like in sync uh, uh, puzzle piece that we kind of found with each other that makes our partnership work the way it does.
And I would even go to say that maybe, like, let's say a year ago or 2 years ago, that we probably wouldn't have fit like that.
Oh no, it's
Um,
it's it's a
you know
hundred
what I'm
percent a
saying?
timing thing. Yeah,
So even that, throw that into it. It may not even be the right time for your, if you're thinking about having a partnership, think about where you are in your business, and
right.
if your business can even sustain that type of partnership, because you are going to have to let go of some things. And if
You
those
are.
things aren't necessarily set up properly, and then you bring somebody else in it who lived a totally different life, has different strengths and weaknesses, it could be, a messed up. So that goes back to the self-reflection. Am I even,
Yeah.
as a person, as an entrepreneur, am I even ready for said partnership? So
Yeah,
you're
and
right.
that and again, that's where that self-awareness comes in, because the partnership may not have been the fallout more than the bad timing.
Yeah.
And that's why, I think it's important to always do good business. I think it's important to be the best partner you can, even if it doesn't end up working right now, because just because you work right now doesn't mean it may not work later.
Mm-hmm.
um so that's why, we try to be honorable in all things that we do. Even even with our business, of course, we would love for everybody to go through us and to do business with us, and we would love to be the one-stop shop for everybody. But we also can't force people to see what we see and know what we know, and so they need to go out and see that, man, no one really does do it better than the Infinity Firm. And when
Yeah.
you come back, we welcome you back with open arms because we
Mm-hmm.
understand that it wasn't us; it was a timing thing. You needed to see that. That's not a bad reflection on us. It's just you needed the proper time to, catch up to us and see where we meet at.
What you really wanted to get done, because our visions weren't lined up. And that's just, you're
Right.
right. The partnership, that's one of the things. You should have a strong vision and it lined up. And then both of you guys, or you and your partner, are bringing 100%. It's like a marriage. I'm married to you, young man. Uh, but no, but no, it is. We're bringing a lot. We're sacrificing a lot, and it's built off faith. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of things that I think sometimes when people are forming a partnership, they're just thinking on this basis surface. But no, you got to really be able to trust and rely on each other, especially through the
It,
hard times.
I mean, and all jokes aside, it really is one that it's like a marriage, and you need to take it almost as serious as that, because
Oh
in a lot
yeah.
of cases there's a lot of money involved, and
Hmm.
it doesn't work if you don't know me as well as my wife knows me. It doesn't work if I can't trust you as I trust her. Uh, it just wouldn't make sense, because then why are you partners?
Yeah.
So there's a and it's almost that same kind of give and take, of compromise and learning another person, and being okay that this person doesn't have to see eye to eye with you on every single subject, and and one person leading or switching off leading does not mean that you lose.
Hmm.
So it's that same kind of format, and that's kind of like that's really the dope thing that I love about the Infinity Firm, and how we've built this incredible company, is that we structured it around how people should be living their life daily. So
Yeah. Not just
we
entrepreneurship.
never wanted to ever have it where lines got blurred, where when I'm at work, I'm at work, when I'm at home, I'm at home. No, it's one and the same, because
Yeah.
when we're at work, we're doing this for the home.
Hmm.
So I love how we've made sure that those two factors were never separated, and that to succeed at one is to succeed in the other, and to fail at one will have you failing in the other.
Hmm. I agree. I agree. A lot of people, I believe that some things that when you're dealing with entrepreneurship, just like when you're dealing with life and you're really trying to accomplish something, you have to go deeper. Like,
Right.
I believe that a lot of people try to stay on surface on a lot of different things. And to really take stuff to another level, you got to go deeper. That's with
Yeah.
anything. You can't look as a marriage as just a marriage. Like, you're giving your life, your one chance at life to each other. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? My
Yeah.
one chance at life I'm spending with one person. And you got to realize that. And that's when you take it into accountability. Like, man, we're giving everything to each other. Same thing with the business. Like, we're looking
Yeah.
at this business as like, we got to, this is way bigger than us. This is way
Yeah.
bigger than us. We got to be able to put things into this that we haven't put in anywhere else. Otherwise, it's going to end up like everything else. And that
and
goes
and that's
along with
why
that.
that's why having that aligned vision is really the key to a partnership. When you and I decide to merge our companies and become this conglomerate of a company, the Infinity Firm,
Yeah.
the underlying service that well the under not service but the underlying uh, what we want to provide for people was service. We wanted to serve other people. And the great thing
Hmm.
about it was you knew how you wanted to serve. I knew how I wanted to serve. And so it was this thing that I was like, well, it really back to the whole yin and yang thing, it really highlighted how we were each going to serve these individuals, and how I could help you serve and how you could help me serve. And as a collective, we end up impacting so many lives.
Yeah. Yes. I Hey guys, we're having some technical difficulties. There he
We're
is.
back. There we go. We're
Okay,
back.
cool. Yeah, but look, we were talking about taking a deeper look at a deeper emphasis on exactly what you're trying to accomplish. Because you said, like you were talking about, the partnership should have a vision that's aligned, have a mission that's aligned, and both of you should be willing to put everything on the line to bring that together. And if you're really not doing that, now there are different type of partnerships as well, where somebody's just an investor and somebody's doing the work. So it really depends on that too. But if you guys are both at the office day, like me and Adrian, both at the office daily, working, talking to clients, we have to be more interconnected and almost kind of know where each other are thinking in certain situations. And that can take time. So
Yeah.
when you're doing a partnership, you got to be patient as well, just like a marriage. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic, especially when from my past experience with partnerships, can be bitter, can say, "Hey, I put this blah 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 blah," and then never want to go into it again. But in order for you to have a personal growth, which should all be our goal, you gotta, like you said, you gotta realize what you did, what you didn't bring, what you were holding back, and really go forward. Otherwise, you're just playing with yourself. What is the point? Especially when a lot of money, time, and energy is involved. We should be pushing it. I mean, otherwise, you're gonna waste your time. But we didn't even get into your background. What is your background? Tell us your little story. We went right into partnerships. So tell us a little bit about your story.
So my background is social work. Been doing it for 18 years. It's been a long, long road. Um, but it's been one of those things where I've been completely invested in community solutions. I've always been interested in serving. Um, I really have always had like just my heart focused on serving others in every capacity that it takes to serve a person. So whether that be homeless, chemical dependency, um, domestic violence, I've just been interested in every single aspect of
Wow, that's interesting. That is totally opposite for me.
it.
I've been all about entrepreneurship for a long time, and so we all kind of have the heartstrings where we want to help other people, but we also realize that we do it in different ways. So
Yeah,
you can't necessarily do it the same way. I can't do it the same way you do it. Like you're in there in the trenches. I'm like, hey, where's the app so I can donate? Let me stay as far as as far as way, but I still want to contribute. But let Adrian get his hands dirty. But no, I appreciate that about you, and that's one thing that I've realized through this partnership too is that I look at you and I do appreciate certain things that I not even if I was capable or thought I could do it, would want to handle. You know what I mean? Like there's some stuff that you handle that I just don't want to handle. I want my focus, my energy, this limited energy that I have over here. So I appreciate
it's an acquired taste. It is. It's an acquired taste. It is not something that you start overnight. It's you build up to loving this, and you have hard days, harsh weeks. I mean, I've had hard years where I've questioned if I was even making a difference, if I was even, am I even serving people to the best of my ability? Should I even be doing it? Because it felt like things were going so wrong. But then you realize that's just you have control over how you serve, but you don't have control over people. People are always going to be people, and there's no instruction manual to them. I think that is it's really what prepped me for to be an entrepreneur, because in that same way, that's what we love about being entrepreneurs, right? Is that there's no manual to this. never knocking school or anything like that, but you can't get up for 4 years and read a book to this. This
No.
is, I mean, you have to learn by trial by fire. You learn by falling on your face. The concrete is the best teacher. When you're an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
you will fail, and then it registers inside you how much fight you really have, like how
Mm-hmm.
much, like, is something that you really want to do. But that's the same way social work is. You can have a day where you know you help 6 7 people in one day. Everybody went home happy, and the very next morning you come back in there and 3 of your clients have overdosed, 4 have died, one is just flat out missing, just gone, just don't even know where. And, and you don't even know what happened in that situation. And now you're questioning everything you thought that was perfect the day before. That's a lot of how entrepreneurship is where you have a day where you're like, man, I love working for myself. Look at, man, I'm killing all these bids. I'm making all this money. And the next day, everybody said no.
Yeah.
And 2 of the bids haven't paid yet. And they called out. I mean, it's just, and they want a discount. And they
Mm-hmm.
want, and you have so much high energy on one day, and the next day the energy went out the window once you said, well, you have to actually pay for this service. So it lets you know if you're built for this type of work, and if you're built for this life, because it's not, again, it's not for the faint of heart.
Mm-mm.
This is
No.
not an over the night thing. You have to put in the work.
Well, and to add on to that client that wanted a discount wanted the same level of service that
Yeah.
the regular they don't want to discount your service. No, I want a discount. You still have to work hard. But
Yeah,
no,
and that's exactly it.
yeah, but no, I think just seeing here and seeing our interactions, people can get a good idea of our partnership and our dynamic, because this is like real. This is us.
Yeah.
For our viewers, for the people that are going to watch this, and what do you think 3 to 5 things that a strong partnership, if somebody's thinking about forming a partnership, should have? 3 to 5.
3 to 5 things. One, I'll include this first one as this one. You have to not only be honest with your partner, but you have to also be honest with yourself.
Yes.
You got to be able to tell your partner the truth. You got to be able to say, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think that's a direction that we should move in. But you have to also be honest with yourself and say, but it's also not about me anymore. And my partner, that's why we're partners, he may have better insight on this than I do. So maybe this is the opportunity where I lead or I follow instead of leading right now. So you have to learn to be honest with yourself and honest with your partner.
That's true. In a partnership, you do have to do it. You can't go into a partnership with pride issues.
Yeah.
You got to go in there with the same goal. Like, hey, our goal is this. Now, am I in the way of that goal this time? Or is this something we need, is this something we don't need to be doing and I'm actually in the right? You got to be able to see those things. And then, so would you say number one would be communication or, I mean, not communication, it would be self-awareness?
It would be, yeah, I guess I can fit under self-awareness, because you need to be aware that there's a conversation that needs to be had, and sometimes that conversation is with yourself, not necessarily with your partner.
Yeah.
And it takes some self-awareness to be with that. The second one I would say would be communication, because that is indeed how a lot of partnerships, actually, I think just about every partnership relationship in life is almost always damaged by a lack of communication.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the easiest thing, but it can even be looked at as the smallest thing, but it damages so much by just saying, hey, I'm going to be late. Or, hey, I know I said the deadline was going to be this, but it's actually going to be this date. You got to communicate.
Yeah.
You can't. And here's the other big thing about with communicating. When asked or requested to communicate by your partner or anybody you're partnering with, you can't get an attitude that they're asking you to communicate. You can't have all of a sudden, I got to tell you my business. No, our business are aligned. Your business is my business. So there is no, I'm not telling you my business. I don't have to check in with you. You do.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's this misconception that like once I'm forming this partnership, but my business is my business. No, that's not. It's our business now. So
Yeah,
whatever happens to you happens to me.
I agree. Okay, so
Um,
number 2 is
that
communication.
two is communication. Number three things that you need to have a partnership. Um,
A strong partnership. Yeah.
a strong partnership.
Yeah.
Uh, for me personally, you got to be protective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm extremely, as you say, I'm extremely protective over you,
Mm-hmm.
because I know
Thank you,
how
Dad.
good you are. I know you have this good nature. I know you have this want to serve everyone, and you want to use your abilities to serve everyone. But your abilities are also top notch, and they shouldn't have to get you at a discount price when they're capable of pay. So we both share this thing where our heart sometimes gets bigger than our logic. And so it's like, oh man, I love the vision of this person that came to us. Oh, I want to serve them right now because I can see how great it's going to be. That's cool, but you got to pay.
Yeah,
They have to pay
we
for
gotta
these
pray.
things. And so protecting that, and and that goes along with, that falls along with the next one of having trust, is that a partnership can grow deeper when I trust that you're going to protect me even when I don't protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can trust you when that you're gonna always protect me, even if I'm not in the same room. So I don't have to ever worry about someone trying to come and have a side conversation with you about cutting me out because they don't like the way that we're doing anything, or trying to get a discount through you because they know I'll say no. I know
Mm-hmm.
you're always gonna protect me. I know you're gonna protect us, and I
Yeah.
trust that. So follow with that would be number four would be trust. Um,
Okay.
that trust is and that trust is just so crucial because it is when you think about a business partner, and for those of you that are married, uh, it is the second closest man-made relationship that you're gonna have.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Now I know a lot of us, we have our best friends we grew up with, we have our other family members that we're really close to, but this is a person that, just like your wife, my income is tied to my wife. My bank account is
Mm-hmm.
tied to my wife. My bank account is tied to this other person.
Yeah.
My well-being is tied to my wife. My well-being and my livelihood is tied to this other person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very important that I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You're exactly right. Then that's, I mean, I like how you just taking it to a whole nother level. Like that's a scary level.
it's a
That's a scary
scary
level.
level.
People don't want out of, man. We were just talking about business partner. We're not talking about all, yeah, but you
Yeah,
have to take it that way.
you have to think about it that way.
Yeah, you got to think of it that way. You got to take that in, and it really has to be uh, almost scary to you to get into it. But think about what change in your life doesn't take you stepping outside yourself and
Oh yeah,
go through hard stuff. So you should, like, even on the entrepreneur as a whole, the partnership just takes it to another level. And actually, your partnership can help the entrepreneur load. You know.
well, and what it is, and what you're doing is you're creating good habits.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing. It's if I have would you do if you were to meet if you met me and my wife, and when we sat down we couldn't agree on anything, and all you saw us do was argue and at each
Yeah.
other's throats. Do I look like a good partner for her?
No.
Would I remotely look like I would transition to being a good partner for you? I can't
Yeah.
even get my household together. How am I going to keep our office together? So these are good habits that you are forming that reflect on both your relationships and throughout all your relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to in turn start having bad habits inside the office, it would be a matter of time before I started bringing those bad habits home.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, it's crucial important that you make sure that you don't create a divide. I don't know why some people do, but don't create a barrier in between your home life and how you earn an income. They're
Yeah.
one and the same. Because you mess that home life up, she gonna take all your income. So
Yeah.
so it's make sure you see those as one thing. And then what are we on number five?
Yeah. You
Number number five. Um, you have to be willing to follow as much as you're willing to lead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really big on, as much as I'm strong-willed and I like to take control. I love to lead. I also know when sometimes and in some places it's not my place to lead, and I also know where my position is at, uh, given almost any situation that you and I run into. I know which time it's time for me to step up and say, "No, I got this," and I know which time it's time for me to fall to the back and say, "I'll let you take this one."
Mm-hmm.
Um, but more than that, being a leader that also can look at you and say, "Hey, uh, I should have done this. It should have
Mm-hmm.
went this way." Um, if my role in our company is to guide us and to lead us, and I'm noticing that we're not hitting certain marks, then it's on me to come to my team, to my company, and say, "Hey, the marks that we've missed over these last couple of weeks, months, that falls on me." Now, yes, everybody's doing the work, but I'm supposed to be the one leading the work.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't ever mind being that person. I don't mind, uh, I don't mind being the captain sometimes. I don't mind being the one that's like, "Hey, man, Adrian, that was a great idea." And I also don't mind, "Adrian, that was all your fault. That didn't work out." So I'm okay with that. I can take the good with the bad.
You take the winning shot, but you also take it when you meant, whether you make it or miss it, huh? You
Yeah,
take
yeah, yeah.
that's
Either
good,
way,
man.
win or
That's
lose.
good. And I think that analogy goes with, if you're a good enough player and you continue to push yourself, you'll always have another chance at the winning shot. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't make or break you that one, you know, missed shot. So
right.
but no, Adrian, man, this has been really good, man. We like we said, we're partners.
Yeah,
And I just wanted to do a show about partnerships because we do work really good
yeah.
together, and I believe that our partnership could help other people's partnership in our way of view. And of course, the our broadcast as a whole is geared towards our Business Minds community, which
Right.
is at the businessminds.com, geared towards it's an online entrepreneur campus geared towards helping entrepreneurs, build a really solid foundation for their business and a community to so they continue to grow. You guys can check it out for free at thebusinessminds.com, as well as listen to our podcast. We have a magazine coming soon, and it's really cool.
It's
We
really
both,
good.
yeah, we
It's
both
really
gave
good.
the double thumbs up on it. Really good information, and it's going to be totally free when you guys go in
Yeah.
there and sign up. And all this will be at thebusinessminds.com. You have tabs that says the broadcast, the podcast, and the magazine. In the community. So those are the menu tabs, and you can check out all of them. We have tons of information that we love just helping entrepreneurs. And of course, like I was showing early on the screen, we have our the Infinity Firm, which is our company, where I'll let you tell them about the Infinity Firm, Adrian.
So
While I
our
bring
opinion
it up.
firm is a space for entrepreneurs to really just grow. So once you've come through the business minds, and this is not for everybody, but when you're that seasoned entrepreneur and you're ready to take your company to the next level, then the Infinity Firm is where you want to be.
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
we are a one-stop shop of every service you can possibly imagine, starting with web design all the way into creating a podcast for you and marketing it
Mhm.
for you. There's really nothing. There's not any area of business and social media that we don't touch. But
Yeah.
we have so many useful things that, I mean, we don't even have enough time on here to list all of them. But what
No.
more so what you're getting is a lot of our energy. You're not going to walk into any other office that has more energy from two young men like us that will give you everything we have. Um,
Yeah.
so we provide services like a lot of companies provide services, but what a lot of companies don't have is they don't have us. They don't have our
Mhm.
energy. You're not getting this fresh jump when you leave our office that you can just conquer the world, and that's what our main goal is for you to do.
I love it. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Yeah. So next week on the broadcast, Adrian is actually going to be taking the
Yeah,
hosting, and you're going to be talking to one of our Business Mind members, Miss Michelle Kiefer.
Michelle Kiefer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I'm
brings a lot
excited
of
for that.
insight. Yeah, And so I won't be hosting. My man Adrian will be killing this. And then also we have the Infinity Firm podcast, the Infinity Firm podcast coming out, to where we're really going to be touching on topics from overall, not just entrepreneur standpoint. So,
Right.
and Adrian's going to be hosting that as well. So,
Right. And we're discussing everything: entrepreneurship, family,
yes.
social justice. I mean, there's no topic that we're not going to touch, but all of it will be surrounded around just personal development and improving yourself.
Improving yourself. You're right. So yeah. So check out the magazine, the podcast, our broadcast. We have so much information all on the businessminds.com. Come and check out our community. We have courses, thought leaders. Ask any questions from seasoned entrepreneurs. You get a lot of information. So just check us out. We appreciate you guys, checking out this video, checking out our broadcast, and we will see you next week with Adrian and Michelle.
Absolutely. Right. Please tune in.
Right,
it's going to be a really good conversation.
Yeah, I will. I will see you in the morning in the office.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.